Standage. I write music as the Eleanor, and I'm trying to make it in the industry. In this video, I talk about a looming deadline that I have coming up. My next single needs to be released very soon, and I'm really behind on it. And I also realized some pretty interesting things accidentally while looking at TikTok. So let's jump in. Okay, so first thing, I released a new song today, which I'm pretty excited about. Put a thing here. It's called The Never Said, and you can find it on all streaming platforms and iTunes and all that stuff. So go check it out if you would like. Well, I am quickly running out of time to finish this song, which I'm a little bit worried about. Last week, as you saw, I totally changed the production, which I'm really excited about. I think it just sounds way better. But I think this week, the main thing that I'm trying to do is lyrics and melody. I read in The War of Art this thing called resistance. The resistance, the thing that keeps you from doing the thing that you actually feel like you should be doing. And that's kind of what I'm feeling right now with this melody. It's the most important thing for me to do right now, but I'm a little bit worried about screwing it up, honestly. Okay, it is snowing way harder than I thought it was going to out here, so I'm going to head back inside and get working on things. I just spent the last little bit working on some of these melodies, refining some of the ones that I've had previously. I start all my melodies on the keyboard, just playing keyboard. Then once I get a melody that sounds decent and I like the way it sounds, then I'll start adding lyrics to it. And so I've had a bunch of these little melodic lines that I've done, like I have a ton, which can be a bit of a problem and a bit overwhelming because I've just been throwing everything at the wall because I haven't quite found one that I think works. So what I just did is I went through all the ones that I had done previously and I threw out the ones that I thought were bad. And the ones that I did like, I kind of refined it just a little bit and changed some of the timing, maybe some of the verses a little bit. I think I kind of have what I want. At least it's close enough that I feel like I can start working on lyrics, start working on vocals, like maybe practicing the vocal lines themselves. And so I think we're good for right now. I just had an epiphany while working on this melody and kind of figuring out what I want to do vocally for this song. And the first thing is that I should probably improve my vocals by a lot. Like I've been listening to some of my songs, listening to other songs that I'm inspired by. I've listened to other songs that I'm inspired by, and a lot of them have really great vocals. I've been looking at kind of examples and like playing around with some vocal loops or vocal samples and just experimenting. And I'm realizing like the way that these singers sing is so different than me. And the way that they, like the melodies they write, the little lines and runs that they have are completely different. That was the first thing I noticed while working on this is like, yeah, I should probably do that because my default melodies, the default things that I go to are very simplistic because I don't have the vocal control or the vocal tone to be able to do anything interesting. The other thing that corresponds with this is I've been posting TikToks regularly about my music just to, get awareness. And I have been posting a clip, a little 15-second section of my song of a guitar part that I've been just recording because I think it's a cool guitar part. I'm like, this guitar part's super cool. Everyone's going to love this because I love it. I think this guitar part is really cool. So I just post it playing along or doing whatever. And I've been doing that for like weeks. I've been posting this same guitar part. And so after realizing that I should probably work on my vocal performance, I randomly, just on a totally separate thing, I decided to check my analytics on TikTok, and all of the top videos that were the most liked were all ones from a song that has my best vocal performance. It was the only song that I've ever done in a professional recording studio with a professional producer who like really worked through the vocals with me and tried to make sure that I got the best performance I could before we moved on to anything else. And that's the song that's been getting the most likes. It's just those two things just kind of came together today in a really interesting way. That like one, I realized myself, like, yeah, I could really practice my vocals and become better at this. And then also the data from TikTok shows that, yeah, people like good vocals more than they like cool guitar parts. So the big question that I have right now is, do I want to delay my single and really try to focus on my vocals, or should I just try to hit the deadline and kind of put in a lot of extra effort and a lot of extra work to get it done? Okay, so I just spent the last little bit doing some research on how I can practice my vocals, like vocal exercises and drills and things like that. So I feel like I now have a decent list of things that I can try to just slowly improve my vocals. So I'm gonna do some practice for a bit in here, try to work out my voice a little bit, and then I'm gonna have to eventually practice the melodies that I just wrote and make sure that they actually sound decent, because I think that will really affect what I decide to do. Okay, so I just got back from practicing, and unfortunately I only have one camera, so I can't really record myself and listen to the warm-up exercises at once, so there's no footage of that. But yeah, so I drove around for a while, practiced, and I'm feeling a little bit on the fence still. I'm already cutting this deadline close as it is. Like, I only have another like 2-ish weeks, I think. And I'm not really that close. I still got to write lyrics. I've still got to record the vocals, finalizing all the melodies. I need to do the arrangement, come up with some type of bridge, and then mix the whole thing. So I don't have that much time, and I'm running out very quickly. So I might just be delaying this thing regardless, but I'm really going to try to get it done in time if I can. If I really do feel like the vocals need some help, then I will wait and do a lot of practice. I still cannot quite figure out what I'm supposed to do about this song. The biggest question that I need to answer is, will it make a meaningful difference if I delay it? Because on one side, I definitely see that there is a real benefit to just being consistent and hitting your goals and doing, you know, what you said you were going to do. But I also feel like quality is something that I also really value. And so it's kind of this, what do I actually want? Do I want consistency more or quality more? As I've been practicing and kind of rehearsing and going over some things, I honestly don't think it's going to have that big of an impact. I feel like the bigger kind of benefit here is going to be long term, that as I continue to practice vocals, as I continue to work on this like daily for the next, year, whatever it is, that is where I'm going to see the most benefit. I kept flip-flapping back and forth, deciding whether I was going to delay it or not. And like at first I thought, no, I'm definitely going to delay this. I really want to, but now I'm thinking that it's probably not the best move, that I think I would, in the long term, rather have the consistency. And I think a lot of it is because I've worked on some of the melodies and I really don't think they're that difficult. And so I should be able to do both. I should be able to hit my deadline and record a good vocal. So that's what I'm going to try for. Well, that brings us to the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. Sorry this one was a little bit talking heavy, but this next week I have to basically finish the entire song, so that video is going to be crazy. So I'm kind of excited for it, honestly. But if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, and if you'd like to see more videos like this, please subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.